We are back in first board of the set. So we still got Fleisher Lebowitz. It is 16 imps coming into this first hand, but we do have a swing immediately. Zia Mahmood and Jeff Meckstroth get to 4 spades. In the other room, they reach only 3 spades with a 10-card spade fit. Although, I'm quickly catching up. It looks like 4 spades is not making. Hey, what's up, Brad? How's it going? So 4 spades down 2, typical Meckstroth style, to just bid to a game that has absolutely no play. I'm sure the game had play, but with a couple of finesses offside, the king of spades offside, king of hearts offside, contract is slated to go down. Hey V8, good morning to you. It is getting close to evening over here. It's almost dusk. And I was thinking of going out later this evening after the set. I'm kind of dressed for it. I got on like a nice, fun sort of summery shirt, but not really sure what my plans are. Anyway, we're gonna watch some bridge for about an hour and a half until we have a result in this match. You're playing your interprovincial trials currently. Thank you. Thank you. I think I look fancy. I'm glad you approve. The interprovincial trials. So that's like, is that the thing that does stuff for the Oceanic region, or is that just like a New Zealand thing? So is this deciding which teams are going to represent New Zealand in the overall thing? Just a New Zealand local thing, gotcha. Is this the last match of the day? This is. So there are 2 matches going on right now, the semifinals. There's this one, Fleisher Lebowitz, and then there's Nickel versus Rosenthal. But this is not the end of the match. It is a 2-day match. So they play 120 boards. These are the first 60. This is segment 4 out of 8. The Aussie Nationals are also happening at the same time. Wow. Everyone is competing for a chance to represent their country in the upcoming cycle. Inter-district event. Oh, the trials for New Zealand and Aussie are... Oh, right. Didn't that happen in, like, February? That happened earlier, like, much earlier this year. I remember. I think you guys streamed that thing. Did some commentary for it. Yeah. I don't remember who won. But I'm sure they'll do great in the next Bermuda Bowl. Oh, you can't believe how close this trial is. So, oh, Filthy won. Ooh, nice. The US does things weird. I don't know if other countries do it as well. But so we have 2 teams. We have USA 1 and USA 2. And we pick USA 1 a year before we pick USA 2. Because it's like every 2 years there's a new cycle of these international events and you have to qualify. So USA 1 was chosen last year at this time, but USA 2 is being chosen now. So like Gavin Wolpert and his team, the Spectre Squad, already knew that they were going and could have made plans, a full year in advance. But whoever wins this thing needs to figure their stuff out pretty quickly afterwards. Yeah. All right, board 47. We do have new pairs. In the 3rd segment, we were watching Adam Grossack and Larry Lebowitz playing at one of the tables, and we also had Chip Martell and Marty Fleisher in. So now we've got 2 new pairs in the green room over here. And we've got Joel Wooldridge and David Grainger, who have switched seats, versus Joe Grue and Brad Moss. 4 hearts. Looks like it's getting bid and made in both rooms. And how is this contract going to fare? The Singleton King of Clubs is not a particularly great card. Hearts are not splitting all that well. But it appears as if Declare can get away with losing just a heart, a club, and a spade. North has nowhere near the requisite number of entries to put spades through multiple times before Declare can pull trumps and run the diamond suit. And there's no diamond ruff lurking. Kind of interesting that in the green room, Michael Rosenberg in a very similar spot to the open room. In fact, they had the same-ish auction. Michael stuck in a 3-club bid on the second round of bidding. Something that I personally recommend against, just like in general. Passing first and then bidding on the second round. But Joe Grue didn't do the same thing in the blue room. And I think regardless, Declare should be making their contract both times. Looks like in the green room, Zia Mahmood at the helm elected to eschew the spade finesse. Michael's playing against soft opponents and feels pretty comfortable just like bidding. Board 47 out of 60. We have 4 segments of 15 boards each. So we just started the 4th segment. And we had it's almost as if we're having completely mirrored plans in both rooms once again. Oh my, I just noticed David Grainger either has mistimed the play or maybe the defense was a little more active. But with the hearts 4-1 and Grainger not roughing his club in the dummy, it appears he's going down now. He still has a spade, a club, and a heart to lose. So this is going to be a swing. This is going to be a pretty large swing for Fleisher? Yes, for Fleisher. So Fleisher going to open up a bit of a lead in the match. For defensive tricks, so I wasn't carefully watching how David played the hand in this blue room over here. It looked like he started pulling trumps on his own, which isn't that insane of a plan. I mean, he might be worried that this 9-card diamond fit of his could have gotten roughed if he went about slowly roughing a club in the dummy. But it did not work out very well for him this time to pull the trump suit. So a few imps to Fleischer early on, and I was getting to this comment. In segment 3, we saw both tables just kind of mirrored in doing the exact same thing. And here, once again, we're on pace where they're at the exact same decision point in both rooms. Classic Zach Grossack bid right here. 2 clubs, King, Queen, Jack, 4th. Nice overcall, buddy. Yeah, go make a coffee. It's too early in the morning to be watching bridge of any kind or exercising your brain. You're hopeless at watching one table at once. I find 2 tables is a little distracting, but I've had a good time trying to keep up with this. I mean, yesterday we saw a bit of separation between the decisions at the two tables. So we were like several boards ahead on one table, and we could kind of focus on the one where something interesting was happening. Now, I have to comment about like why Michael thought 5 clubs would ever be a good bid facing Zach Grossack. You know, normal players with a singleton and 5-card trump support white on red probably would expect that 5 clubs would be a reasonable choice. Not this time. North-South do appear to have 6 losers in a club contract. I mean, at least 6 losers. You know, if we can tap the south hand twice, we actually set up a second trump trick. You're not used to the Lovebridge layout. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different from BBO. Oh, are you one of the hand record type people where you prefer having the little like hand diagrams? I think a lot of people like that. I prefer the card, like seeing the actual cards. You bet diamond towards the jack to try and set up the diamond suit. That seems reasonable. So East-West and the blue room have managed to stop in 5 hearts. I mean, the auction's not done in this green room. It's very possible that West might do something if East passes 5 clubs. But I kind of expect Zia to double 5 clubs, just 4 triple 3. Whoa! Zia, what are you doing? 5 diamonds? That's an enormous bid. What is 5 diamonds? Okay, I'm taking a step back to look at what's going on in the blue room because I think that's going to be the easier hand to deal with on this auction. They're pulling the last trump. They've only lost 1 trick. They can lose at most 2 diamonds from here. Declare will probably run the spade suit and then go ace of diamonds, diamond to the queen, making 10 tricks. Oh, the 10 looks like 2 cards to you? Because there are 2 numbers. Yeah, that's funny. Oh my god! Zach! Come on, buddy! The 4 of diamonds lead? Jesus. Not only could Zach not help himself from oh, he assumed a diamond void? Okay, that's actually kind of fair from a 5 diamond bid. But I was going to say, like, not only could Zach not help himself from overcalling 2 clubs, he just, like, can't even lead the suit. Okay, here is a theory that I think is incredibly sound. If you overcall or preempt or whatever, and you have less than the normal length in your suit, you should just always lead that suit. The opponents often are counting on shortness in one another's hand and bid too much. And so you just have extra tricks in the suit that you normally wouldn't have. Anyway, that is something that I've noticed, which I think just happens to be true. Well, East-West appears to have made 12 tricks in hearts on this hand. They get to set up the 9 of diamonds. So Declare took 3 diamonds at this table, and the other table they took 1 diamond trick. I would have been very curious to see the defense against 5 clubs. I think 1100 was truly in the picture. I mean, as Brad said, like, maybe Declare plays the diamonds wrong. Low to the jack. Oh, and then run the king. Okay, that's probably very reasonable. Low to the jack and then run the king. Obviously. Yes. But still, can't we tap out Declare's hand by just, like, playing a bunch of hearts? Like, diamond to the queen, heart, heart, heart. Get in with the club ace, play another heart. It sets up the ace-9 of clubs for 2 tricks. I don't know. We could look at it, but we are on to the next board. So in the blue room, we got 3 passes to a 2-no opener from Joel Wooldridge. He has a 19 count, 5-card suit. No jacks. I think almost everyone would open 2-no with that hand. The 8 of diamonds lead might give him enough information to pick up the diamond suit. Like, what sort of holdings could North lead the 8 of diamonds from? Well, it could be like 8 doubleton, in which case, obviously, we want to play the jack. But in the more likely event that it's from length, is North really leading a diamond away from king third? It would have to be specifically king 9-8. I don't think so. Into a 2-no opener, you gotta have a better lead than low from king third. So I think West may be able to work out that this is the most likely diamond layout. Duck this trick, cash the ace, and then collect 4 diamonds. He's still not really home. I mean, he has 4 diamond tricks. He can set up a heart and take 2 black aces, but that's only 7 tricks. It's still probably the best plan, and he does work it out. He wins the queen of diamonds at trick 1. And now what do we do? You could go after the club suit. I mean, that's got to be the most promising, right? We just lead a club right now and hope that... Okay, look, we chose the right match to watch. Basically, any table with Zach Grossack at it is going to be wild and crazy. Zach is a pretty good card player, but his bidding appears not to have passed the 2nd grade. So, oh boy, okay, hold on. What all's happening? Let's look at the auction, because I think Joel might make his contract. He might go down 1. We'll get there. If he leads a low club, he will end up making it. Pass, Zach opens a spade. Double by West. Mech planning on showing a hand that was too good for a 1-no overcall. So a spade, double, redouble by Michael. Michael has a maximum passed hand and some spade support. Pass by East, just nothing to say. Pass, and Mech with 5 spades really had nowhere to go. I think this is going to go quite poorly for the defense. Hey, PJ. Welcome in. In the other room, Joel does exit the 10 of clubs. Joe Grue hops up with the queen, and I think that's a very telling play. It could be from king-queen, but I believe it's far more likely that you hop up with honor doubleton there. You know, Joe wouldn't be hopping up with queen third. He would be ducking the trick. So, diamond comes back. Joel should be able to win the ace. But let's see what's going on in 1 spade redoubled. I know that's where all the action is, and that's what people want to think about. So we have the king of hearts lead. It went to the ace and dummy. Zach elected to play back the jack of hearts. And Mech has started pulling trumps, which I think is going to be very important to the defense. He needs to make sure Declare is not roughing any clubs in the dummy. So 2 rounds of clubs, going to be ducked over to Jeff's 10, and he can then continue by pulling 2 more rounds of trumps. How many tricks is Zach going to end up with? He'll take 3 spades, he'll take 2 clubs, he'll take a heart, wait, why does it matter if Zia plays the jack of clubs? Am I missing something? Because shouldn't... Okay, also, why did Zach cover the jack with the king? What am I missing about this hand? Wasn't it automatic to just duck to West's ace? Duck 2 rounds? I don't know. I feel... Didn't want a diamond through. Sure. Okay, fair. I guess maybe it is a really, really strong play, double dummy, and Zach couldn't do anything. I mean, regardless, I feel like I would have ducked the club. A diamond comes through, so what? They're going to get those tricks anyway. Because now West is just getting end played, right? Pitch the 10 of clubs here? Nope. I suppose Mech can now just lead the 5 of diamonds. He knows the full layout of the hand. He knows his partner started... Okay, this also works. Yeah. Okay, this is a much better plan. Declare could have started the stiff king of diamonds. But yes, he did know the full layout of the deal. So this is going to be down 2. Down 1. Down 1. Yikes. I mean, it's only 200, right? Not the end of the world, and only a 2-ump swing. I kind of like it, though. From, like, a match perspective, you definitely don't want to go into a match and make it known to the opponents that you're afraid of them. Yeah, dominance established. That's kind of the essence of it. And it is a key thing. I remember there was a match where, so Dan Corbel, I think we saw him play a little bit yesterday, was playing with whoever the other Wolpert is. Gavin has a brother. Anyway, he was playing with, this was a while ago, and they were playing some sort of, they were playing a top level like spin gold match or whatnot. And Corbel's partner had a hand with like king, queen, 10, 4th of trumps, and the opponent's bid to 5 clubs, and he didn't double. And for the remainder of the match, the opponents just walked all over them. And Dan ended up yelling at his partner about not doubling 5 clubs, not necessarily because it like had to go down. In fact, the contract made, but the point being that like you just have to go after them when you think they're going down. You have to try for these big swings. Who do I think's afraid of whom? Well, I think... I don't remember who I was talking with about this, but like Meckstroth and Zia are 2 players that I believe there's a lot of fear when people sit down and play against them. Personally, I didn't have this. I have like a massively winning record against Team Nickel when I played against them, which Meckstroth is no longer on because he's not playing with Rodwell anymore. Anyway, like let's get past this Nickel thing. It's still confusing to me to see Meckstroth not on the Nickel team. But a lot of players, you know, they sit down against these top level opponents and just get very timid. They stop bidding, they don't double, and that causes you to just do a lot worse than if you played your normal game. So it's good to see that Zach is still his usual self, overcalling 4-card suits at the 2 level, redoubling. He's just playing some typical junior bridge. We got another swing going on, actually. 4 spades in one room, 3 spades in the other room. Scissors doubles a lot of making contracts. Man, I keep forgetting who Scissors is. Scissors is someone that I'm supposed to know. Doubling a lot of making contracts is not great. Doubling some making contracts is okay. PJ is Scissors. Wait, no, PJ's... Who the hell is Modigli? Brad, you can't just make up words and type them in the chat. You know I'm going to get confused. while I'm going to quit while I'm behind on this one, let's look at the 4-spade and 3-spade contracts. Looks like North-South got into the auction in hearts at both tables, and East was in a very similar position. David Grainger once again going Bork talk. Okay, that is scissors. Got it. So Grainger, it looks like, might again be rewarded for going low. Is this true? It looks very true. I feel like Declare is going to get to 9 tricks here. Maybe 10? Oh, wait a second. Everything is just favorably placed for Declare. The Jack of Hearts is on, the Queen of Diamonds is on. Well, that is 10 tricks. So what's going on in the other room? Scissors is the world famous beer card champion. Bork is not Scissors. Man, okay, look, I'm not helping. Yes, not helping. I'm gonna move on. We'll look at the bridge. Maybe that will help me somehow. So in 4 spades, it looks like Declare didn't pull trumps, at least not fully yet. Probably a sensible thing to do. And he's trying to cross-ruff some tricks. It seems as if he's going to be very successful at doing this. He can just ruff this low, ruff a club low, and then he can claim on a, well, ruff the Queen of Hearts low, and then he has a high cross-ruff. So 4 spades making, and Fleischer picking up some more imps. All right. Board 51. Brad Moss and Joe Grue have found a 2-bid auction to reach the top spot off 2 aces. 1 diamond past 5 clubs. 1 diamond, of course, could be short. Doesn't promise a diamond suit, so Joe didn't really give any consideration to trying 5 diamonds instead of 5 clubs. We'll see if Zach and Michael have a similar style auction. We get a club opener from Zach. And what do you do as North? I think jumping to the 5 level is a very sensible choice, like white-red. The opponents could be on for 4 hearts. Vulnerable, you can't really afford to let them find their heart fit, or spade fit, depending on which one they actually have. Joe Grue setting up his spade trick, and eventually we'll set up the diamond suit. Collect his plus 400 and 5 clubs. So we'll see what Michael does over the club opener. A little bit different, just systemically. Zach gets to open this natural club showing 3 or more, maybe showing 3 or more. I know it is popular to play 1 club could be 2 sometimes and treat a diamond as 4 or more. But okay, Michael elects to go with a different approach to Joe's choice in the other room. That could be based on the fact that Joe's opener was precision style and limited his high card points, whereas Zach's opener appears to be 2/1, and North-South could easily have a grand slam if South has the right hand. So 2 spades by North, limit raise and clubs. What did the 1 diamond mean? It was just short, so it's precision. Precision style. They play precision when the opponents are vulnerable. Random weak no trump? Oh, is it a random weak no trump? So I'm incorrect about how their system works. That would make sense as well. I think I have evidence supporting your theory based on what I've seen so far. More or less, random weak no trump. But I mean, can't it have hands that have long diamonds? Like, can't you have the 1 diamond, 2 diamond type hands? I think they're playing precision when the opponents are red. But I could be wrong. They used to do it. And I just assume that they haven't changed their system at all in like the past 10 years. So Michael, thinking about what to do, balances with 4 hearts. I am a little surprised that we didn't see a 4 heart raise. From Jeff over Zia's 3 heart bid. That would have at least preempted the auction. I mean, for one thing, Jeff knows they have a big heart fit. I get that like 3 small clubs looks horrible, 4 triple 3 looks horrible. The West hand is just like all around the worst thing I've ever seen. But, you know, maybe the opponents actually have some stuff and you could have prevented this 4 heart cue. Anyway, North-South have gotten to 5 clubs. They play precision when not vulnerable and in 4th. So when they are not vulnerable, they play precision. Oh. That's not what I thought. I guess that makes sense. Okay, but thank you for the info. Whoa! We have a lot of bidding going on in board 52 as well. Ooh, this could be a fun one. What is South gonna do over 6 hearts? Do we save? I would be very tempted to bid again. Like, especially if I'm in the room with West, and West has made a very, very confident 6 heart bid, I would be heavily tempted to just bid 6 spades here. But he passes. I think it's reasonable to pass. You know, everyone's guessing. I suppose you've already made your decision with 4 hearts and partner said no thank you over 6 hearts. Probably bad for partnership if I were to bid 4 hearts and then save over 6 hearts. Maybe. But we get a diamond to the ace. Declare quickly going to claim up his contract once he realizes the club suit is not what South has. How bad is 6 spades? If Declare guesses the spade suit, he can lose 2 trumps, a club, and a diamond, going for 800. If he misguesses the spade suit, I don't think he's in danger of getting tapped out, but I could be wrong about that. But he would be going for 1100 then. Either way, a better result than 6 hearts bid and made. Oh, who am I kidding? Of course we're going to see a 6 spade bid from South, possibly on the first round of the auction. Let's just watch in amazement about how Zach Grossack handles his 6-6 hand over here. Yeah, even going for 1400 is a good pickup. I don't know about good pickup. It is a small pickup. A heart past 4 diamonds. So what's Zach gonna do? I might bid 4 hearts. Is that crazy? 4 hearts is probably take out of hearts though, isn't it? Yeah, maybe we don't bid 4 hearts. I think you just have to bid 4 spades. That's what he does. Zach agrees with me. Oh no, this must be the wrong choice. I should have passed. So Meckstroth, I mean, hearing partner Splinter, despite king third of diamonds, he obviously has an amazing hand. Tries key card for no. Gonna find out about partner's 1 key card. And he'll probably be pretty happy to just stick the contract in 6 hearts after that. Maybe he'll ask for the trump queen. We'll see. I think that's the only question. Is Jeff going to ask for the trump queen or not? I don't think he needs it. The 4 spade bid should mark enough information. Like, it's true if East only has like king empty 4th of hearts, you would be a little sad. But king jack 4th, you cash the ace, you take the heart hook. It seems pretty clear to that the 4 spade bid is not based on queen doubleton of trumps. And there it is. I mean, Jeff doesn't care about the queen of hearts. He just blasts 6. Seems very reasonable to me. Thinking that the king of diamonds is on side, or the ace of diamonds is on side. If he needs the club finesse, which I think he suspects is unlikely, that card will be on side as well. So again, looking like a pretty flat board. I expect Michael to lead a diamond after the double of 5 diamonds. Oh wait, we're not done yet. I completely forgot that Zach was about to balance 6 spades. I just completely overlooked the fact that I had mentioned 6 spades might be bid. And here we go. I don't think there's any chance Zach passes this out. 0 chance. Oh, wait, I see another blue card. Hold on. Everyone hold your horses. Let's jump into the blue room. We got East opening a heart, double by South, redouble by West. And I guess we aren't playing a heart redoubled. Okay. False alarm, redouble avoided. Whoa! Zach with the restraint passes out 6 hearts. That's crazy. But we should see a push board for that. I wonder if anyone found the save. It's difficult to get there. Oh, Michael leads a spade despite the double of 5 diamonds. I think this is a mistake. Partner, if they wanted a spade lead, wouldn't go about bidding over 5 diamonds. Making 7, so 1 imp here, going the way of Fleisher, who's now up 23 after that board. Whenever there we go, 1 imp comes through. So what's going on in the auction in the blue room? A heart double redouble. North comes in with a spade. I mean, he has to run from a heart redoubled. And now East-West appear to be on their way to some number of hearts, presumably just 4. West has showed a strong hand with some heart support. East has some stuff over here, but it's not quite enough to just look for a slam all on his own. Fish didn't find the save. Well, that's because they're fish. That's still their partnership name. I'm going to patent this. Three no from West. Presumably a choice of games, right? West has showed his heart support. He has a balanced hand. You know, despite the takeout double, probably expects that King Jack third of spades is going to be quite nice in no trump, but might not be very useful in the heart contract. And East, of course, electing to play in four hearts with the singleton club. Well, the hand's pretty friendly for Declarer. I don't even think that he would get into any trouble if South finds a low club lead. Best for the defense would be a low club to the king and then another club back, trying to tap Declarer out. But that defense is maybe findable, but difficult. And regardless, I think Declarer can safely just pitch a diamond on the second round of clubs to avoid getting tapped. So there is the low club lead. This is something I've talked about. So V8 says, guaranteed if this was in the Aussies, many contracts will be in 7 of something on that previous board. That's really funny. In 7 hearts, you need to find a diamond lead to beat it, which is kind of funny. Maybe if someone exclusioned in diamonds, they could bid 7 hearts making. So I think I've mentioned in the past that I really like leading low from ace fifth at imps. At match points, it's like pretty bad to do so. But at imps, right, like South is looking at the ace of clubs, ace of spades. If his partner has the king doubleton of clubs and the suit is 3-3 around the table, it can go club to the king, club to the ace, club ruff. He has the ace of spades. That's a very easy route to 4 tricks. But in this case, it kind of works out in the same fashion, where his partner wins the king of clubs and plays a club back to the ace, but Declarer able to just pitch losers, set up the club suit. He now will be able to pitch 2 diamonds and not lose a diamond. So he's going to lose 2 clubs, the ace of spades, and that's it. Timing might be a little complicated. You also think the Aussies could find 7 of something on board 53, the current hand? That would be a little more difficult, maybe. In the other room, I would say there's a bit of a similar auction. Same takeout double, same redouble. This time Michael didn't save his partner and passed the redouble, but Zach balanced with a spade. East-West bid to 4 hearts rather quickly. But Zach, unlike Brad, finds the ace of clubs lead instead of a low club. So ace of clubs, club to partner's king. That gets roughed. Declarer is in much better shape on this hand. Now he basically just needs to guess the spade suit for his contract. He has 2 discards set up. He can pull all of the trumps and lead a spade to the king, for example, to access the stranded club winners. Or he could play a spade to the jack. I mean, I think both are probably fine. You're not sold on the spade pitch on the second round of clubs from David Grainger. I suggested pitching a diamond. I'm like, technically double dummy, it doesn't matter. But it is true that now if Brad returns a low spade, I believe Declarer needs to stick in the jack to make the contract from like a double dummy perspective, which he might do. So I guess we're about to find out. There it is. He was so fast I didn't even have time to talk about the decision on the hand. But now he gets to pull 2 rounds of trumps, ending in dummy. He can then lead the... I think you should have played the king of spades first in case North really had a doubleton club. But yeah, he can cash 1 round of clubs, 1 round of spades, pitching the diamonds, now overtake the King of Hearts and just claim his 10 tricks. So very well played by David Grainger, who faced a kind of incredible defense from Brad, the low club lead to the king, club return, and he handled it very nicely. Meanwhile, in the other room, somehow Zia has gotten himself tapped out, but he ends up with 10 tricks regardless. I wasn't really following the play, but it seems as if he, might have just pulled trumps and then started running tricks. We're on to board 54. Once again, both rooms keeping equal pace with the other. Did who earn a beer card? On the previous board? Well, Zach took the last trick on the previous board with the 2 of clubs. So Zia did not earn a beer, because he definitely didn't win the last trick. I don't know if Grainger did. Grainger might have. But I wasn't watching too carefully about what was going on. No, Grainger pitched all of his diamonds. He just had ace-king tight at the end. So no beers on the previous hand. I know, this is the difference between Aussie and American team trials. The Aussies are just getting beers on every hand and also just blowing a bunch of tricks on defense to make sure that their opponents owe them beers. And the Americans are trying to play good bridge, other than Zach, and not scoring beers, but being careful about making their contract. It's pretty horrible to watch, I have to admit. Jeez, there has been a lot of difference in opinion between 4 of a major and 3 of a major in these matches. I think, in fact, the Fleisher squad has played in 4 of a major in every hand this set. Hold on, this pulls up the, right, so East-West, this is, that was one of the previous boards, but there were a bunch of 3 spades versus 4 spades, right. So in this room, Lebowitz played in 3 of a major, in the other room, Fleisher played 4 of a major. In this room, Lebowitz played 3 of a major. The other room, Fleisher played 4 of a major. Now on board 54, in this room, up here, the blue room, Fleisher is playing 4 of a major. In the other room, Lebowitz is playing 3 of a major. I wonder if they had a team discussion about how we need to play 3 of a major more often. How is 3 hearts on this deal? The heart suit appears to be splitting well for Declare, who it looks like is taking 11 tricks. That's a lot of tricks. Yeah, the spades came home, the diamond king is on side. I mean, everything works. But Fleisher will finally earn a sizable swing, or they'll earn another sizable swing. They've been kind of cruising this set. 11 tricks, and they will be picking up 6 imps. Pulling a little bit ahead, but once again, there are 6 boards left to play today in the segment, but then there are 60 more boards to play tomorrow in this match. We've got board 55 underway, and here Meckstroth with a 14 count opens a diamond. The other room, Joel Wooldridge opens a 14 to 16 no trump. So we'll see a bit of a different auction, although I expect... Well, I was going to say I expect them to get to 3-0 in both rooms. It might not be so easy in the green room. A diamond, a spade, West rebids a no trump. This is the more eventful match. Yeah, the nickel match was fairly low scoring when I first saw, or when I looked at the few segments that had been played so far. I think it's mostly Zach's fault. That's my belief anyway. So we'll see if Zia and Meckstroth are on the same page. They're not. 3 no in one room, 1 no in the other. And how is this contract gonna fare? Well, the diamond suit is split nicely for Declare. And the 10 of diamonds dropping. Declare probably misguesses the spades. So he'll end up with 4 hearts, 3 spades. He can set up a club by force, and of course can set up a diamond by force. Oh, maybe that's it. That was their team discussion in the break, that we just need to play more contracts at the 3 level. It wasn't about like staying out of major suit games. It was just 3 no trump, 3 of a major, 3 of a minor. These are the sweet spots. Well, after losing the spade trick, I guess technically North-South can come to 2 more clubs in the King of Diamonds. So in the green room over here, I suspect Declare might be on his way to making 2. And it's all going to come down to what happens in this blue room. Is Joel going to work out the correct line? I think at this point, now that the diamond suit is set up in South's hand, Joel might be able to cross to the King of Hearts and run the Jack of Spades, figuring that even if it loses, North won't have another diamond to put through. I believe he'll be able to work this out. And that looks like a very reasonable line to me, to try and guarantee the contract. So I wouldn't call it necessarily a mistake by Joe Grue that he didn't split his club honors on the first round of the suit. But that let Declare put in the 9. Maybe Joe led a club at trick 1. I wasn't paying that careful attention. But the King of Clubs being set up with the defense only getting 1 round of the suit makes it so that Declare can afford to play spades for just 3 tricks, and he does. He's also getting rewarded with an overtrick here. And probably just talking to the opponents, telling them his line of play from here. Spade to the ace, heart to the king, cash the 10 of spades, pitching a diamond, run the heart suit. He asks if there's a squeeze available, and there is not. Or maybe it's just faster on tablets to like play the hand out, as long as people are playing in relatively good tempo. So this will be a swing back for Lebowitz, bidding and making their red game on this hand. It's interesting to me that, you know, Meckstroth and Zia over here weren't able to find the game. It's probably faster since typing takes forever. Well, the point is, with a bunch of these higher level matches, you can ask one of your opponents and they'll know what the defensive hands look like and be able to like tell you if the squeeze is working. So like, I probably would have claimed in Joel's position, it's perfectly fine to play the hand out, but I can just show an opponent my hand and be like, these are my cards, is the squeeze working? You know, I can basically ask, like, does your partner have 4 diamonds and 2 clubs or something like that? And that would be my effective claim. And people tend to be pretty good about it. Like, they won't, try and cheat you. If, okay, I haven't, to be fair, I have not played in this format. I was not around post-COVID to play bridge. So I'm not familiar with, like, proper etiquette when you're sitting in a room with one opponent and you each have a tablet or whatever. But in the old days, back in my day, when I walked uphill both ways, did I play in the USBCs pre-COVID? Of course. It was probably the most fun event that I played. So those were always a good time. But yeah, I would say like claiming on squeezes and stuff like that is fairly common at higher levels of the game. Anyway, once again, both rooms keeping pretty even pace with each other and massively beating the round clock. So we found out it was a 2-hour round and they're halfway through and yet they only have 5 boards to play out of the 15. We do see another bit of a difference between the two rooms. One heart was opened by West in both rooms, but Joe Grue elects to overcall spade, just a 4 count, and a 5-card spade suit, but with the understanding that, like, when the opponents have hearts and we have spades, sometimes it's right to outcompete them. It does require kind of good partnership synergy, though, because you don't want your partner, like, doubling off 4 hearts when your hand can look like this. So a heart, a spade, 2 diamonds, 2 spade raised by Brad in the south. West has a game-forcing hand, but not really sure where to go. He tries 3 spades, 4 clubs by East. Presumably just a punt, saying, I don't know what to do with my hand. I think I like the 4-club bid by David. He was kind of hoping that his partner could show him a sort of diamond fragment. Some sort of diamond support, given his 2 diamond bid. 6 diamonds always makes. That is where both tables have headed. And how sure are we? I guess it is going to make because the hearts are splitting. Even if Declare, like on the marked spade lead, I would say, Declare is just going to try 2 rounds of trumps and then try and run the heart suit. And that'll work out. So 6 diamonds bid and made in both rooms. A bit of a different auction in the green room over here. 4 diamonds key card. A heart, 2 diamonds, 4 diamonds. Kind of a fun little convention over here. Oh! Oh, Zia. Oh, Zia. You love to see it. Bidding key card in response to partner's key card. That's wonderful. No, you don't actually have to pick up the diamond queen. Hearts provide 2 discards before South gets a chance to do anything else. So just 2 rounds of trumps, 4 rounds of hearts. He gave the correct answer to key card as well. Oh. That's wonderful. Okay, so 6 diamonds made in this room. Looks like we're going to see something similar in the other room. Ace of spades, 2 rounds of trumps. There we go. Zia has claimed his contract. And we'll see David Grainger probably take the same line of play. Ace of Hearts, King of Hearts, Queen of Hearts. Yep. Both declarers finding kind of the combine your chances plan. It's possible if declarer had to guess the Diamond Queen, they would have gotten it wrong. I suspect he would have done the right thing. Probably under the influence of the 2 spade raise, that this bid is more likely to be based on values than the 1 spade overcall. It could be conditional on the opponent's. But all right, board 57. So 4 boards to go. Fleisher maintaining a small lead in the match. Yeah, the vacant spaces, I mean the 5 spades versus 3 card support. That would be, I think, more of the rationale, but yes. So hard opening by South. Oh my god. I just, you know what? I can't take it. Sometimes I just, Zach. It's just Zach. He's just, what is he doing? We get the clear heart lead from North. Is this the only way to let the contract make? Like a normal diamond lead? Oh, that 9 of diamonds is a big card from West. That's too bad. I mean, too bad from the perspective of like Zach's never going to learn his lesson. That's what I mean. But if North-South were able to set up 3 diamond tricks along with North's 2 major suit kings, that would it would look pretty silly to lead direct partner into a heart into your 10-3rd. How many tricks until Michael wakes up? I mean, I guess he already knows. But the thing is, he doesn't know what partner's psych is, right? He now knows partner has, at best, 10/4 of hearts. And he probably got heart count at trick 1 as well. The Queen of Hearts winning. Zach's low heart was probably a count signal. Standard count. It's not as if like he has much of an option. He's just gotta switch to diamonds here, I think. Hope that goes well. But he does probably suspect that the defense has been blown a little bit. I just looked over at the blue room. Brad Mom's opening a spade. Look, at least Brad has length in the suit. A little bit of length. Zach's opening bid, I don't think necessarily like preempted them, and probably also didn't do a very good job of lead directing. Granted, like 4 small spades isn't a good lead director either. Yeah, everyone's choosing to open this South hand. I wonder if everyone opened in the other match as well. It's not crazy. You know, some hands just feel like psychs, and if you're sitting at the table, you have a better sense of those. I don't know if this hand would feel like a psych to me. But I understand, like, 3rd seat, white on red. Very tempting to do something. If I was going to open, though, I might have opened a diamond, at least get my lead director in. But I guess 1 spade I think I like a lot better than 1 heart. It is way more preemptive than a heart. So Declarer shouldn't have too much difficulty making his contract in either of the rooms. I guess it's just a matter of overtricks now for Joel. Joel's thinking real hard about this one. Is that true? Maybe he actually is in some trouble if suits don't split well. But I think he can just lead a heart to the queen right now. Or cash 2 rounds of spades and run the queen of hearts. Cash 1 round of spades and run the queen of hearts? Maybe this is the plan. I don't know. Low spade to the low heart towards the queen I think would have worked fine. This line also seems to work fine. There it is. 10 tricks and 11 tricks in the green room. Not particularly carefully following the play, but the contract was going to make regardless nonetheless. The most interesting thing on the hand was just that both players psyched in third seat, and different psychs, 1 heart versus 1 spade. On to board 58 though, we're going to see spade openers from both easts. And what do you do as West over a spade? Joel elects to pass in the blue room, but I wonder if Meckstroth is going to bid a no trump. I might be very tempted to bid a no trump. Kind of hoping to hit a heart fit and get a little bit lucky. I don't know if I would raise partners 2 hearts to 3. That might be a bit much. But finding a heart fit could be a huge win on this board. So Meckstroth does bid a no trump. North comes in with 2 clubs. East has a decision to make. Do we rebid our spade suit? And if so, at what level? 2 spades or 3 spades? Or do we show our second suit? We do get 2 hearts. PJ says, oh no, Rosenberg has shown clubs. You think Zach is going to go crazy? I don't think so. Zach tends to, like bid normally if his partner is playing a hand, but then if like he's playing a hand, he just goes apeshit. It's ridiculous. I don't know why. It's just he prefers to like deal with his own mistakes or clean up his own messes. I'm not sure. Joel has taken a view on the hand. Well, okay. So Joel passed originally and then elected to try 4 hearts, which I honestly think is quite reasonable. Partner didn't have to bid 2 hearts, so 2 hearts shows extras, which East has. The fact that North balanced a no trump means that your small doubleton spade, you can probably pull in the spade suit. I mean, it seems as if 4 hearts is making, and that's going to be good news for Lebowitz, because this will be a much needed swing to them. What's going on the other table? Well, North-South have stopped in 2 no trump, which could have been defeated double dummy, but I mean, we've required East to lead hard away from the ace-queen, and I don't think that was ever happening. I'm a little surprised Mech didn't like balance with 3 hearts or something. It's not as if Zia has showed as many values as David Grainger did, but still, they found a heart fit. Like, wasn't that the whole point of bidding a no trump? If you were just planning to bid a no trump and then sell out to the opponents at the, at the 3 level, maybe you should have just passed a spade first. So Declare is going to need to be careful about how they play the hand in Four Hearts. And David Grainger is kind of speeding off. Balancing over 2-0 is not that appetizing. Well, you're getting a spade lead against 2-0, right? That can't be a good news. You would prefer partner to lead hearts. And what if we're just making a heart game? I don't know, like, to me, I would just... I think we should bid if we believe that we have a chance to make game. But yeah, it's true that, like, you do get in trouble often if you balance over 2-0. And I mean, Jeff's kind of right. Like, you could have taken 4 hearts and 2 spades against 2-0 trump. 3 hearts is obviously making, and would be a little bit better than that, but pre-balance. Well, I was specifically, you think pre-balance over 2 spades, that's maybe a little bit much. It would have worked out here. East would have accepted the game try, and game does make. But Declare gets his 9 tricks. 2-0 making 3, and the other room I think is well on their way to making 4 hearts. They've lost 3 tricks, but the diamonds are set up. And the spade hook is kind of marked from the 1-0 balance. Declare might have a choice of things to do, depending on what the continuation is from South. Like, if South continues a club, then I guess Declare is going to have to decide what his plan is. He could play for 3-3 diamonds. He could try and take the spade hook and rough the 3rd round with a king of hearts and play north for the jack of hearts. But a club continuation by South would be the most testing defense, for sure. You say, nice bid by Zach, 1-0 trump. Let's see what he's got. He's got a 13 count. Are they 14 to 16ers? If so, this is, I would say, pretty normal. If not, it's just typical Zach stuff. I think we're going to find out pretty soon, depending on whether or not Michael tries for slam. Because if Michael just transfers to diamonds and bids 3-0, which I guess is a slam try. Well, then Michael probably expects that Zach doesn't have a very good hand. 14 plus to 17. Yikes. This is not a particularly good 14 count. And Zach might have done himself in. It is true that 5 diamonds is going to go down on double dummy defense regardless of what happens. But by not good 14, I mean not good 13. Well, I mean, it doesn't qualify in the range of good 14 to 17. At least not in my opinion. Like, the jack of clubs is a worthless card. The good 5-card heart suit is nice, but I would prefer to have, like, you know, some working spot cards. Like, put that jack of clubs and spades and give us the 10 of diamonds, and I'm comfortable opening this at 1-0, 14 to 17. Does 4 spades make east-west? That is an interesting question. West's 3 spade bid here is fit showing. So East doubled 3 clubs to show clubs, and now West was able to compete with 3 spades, showing spades and clubs. Yeah, what is Zia gonna think of this? I mean, let's start with the obvious that 4 spades is never going to be the final contract. Michael Rosenberg will absolutely bid 5 diamonds over 4 spades. But, well, Brad and Joe play 14 to 16. I mean, this is a perfectly fine hand to say this is like a good 13, and therefore we upgrade it. That's okay. I think a lot of players have this sort of pseudo-agreement that any hand with a 5-card suit gets upgraded by a point in terms of high cards when it comes to no trump bidding. And that's perfectly reasonable. Okay, well, East-West have landed in 4 spades. I think Zach should probably double this, would be my guess. Oh, Joe Grue has called the TD. He's called the tournament director on himself. This is something you can do. I've done it before. Let's see what's going on. I've never seen a director call, so maybe we get like little updates in the right-hand corner, top right here, about what's happening. That would be nice. 4 spades is not bad with 14 combined high card points. Okay, maybe we should think about whether or not 4 spades makes. So let's suppose the defense goes spade, spade, spade. You don't think there are director updates from when you're at the junior USBCs? Okay. Hopefully we get more information soon about what's happening. Maybe we will have a... Did something funny happen on the previous board? I don't remember. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think 4 spades is going to make if we start with 3 rounds of trumps, right? Declarer can pitch one of their red suit losers, but they'll still have 2 red suit losers and 2 trumps. The previous board was the normal 4 hearts. It was a 4 heart contract. You're correct. Yes. I don't know if it was entirely normal. The aggressive 4 hearts. Yeah, that's the one. That is the one. Oh, okay, okay. Well, this, I see what happened. Yeah, it was just a misclick. He bid 3 diamonds, trying to bid 3 clubs to show diamonds. He even alerted it as diamonds, and then instantly, saw that there was a problem and called the director. And fortunately, no one else bid. If this works the same way as screens do, then Grainger was Joe Grue's screen mate, and he probably verbally said something to him if they're the only 2 in the room. He was just like, I'm sorry, misclick, and so he made sure that Grainger didn't continue the auction so that there was no unauthorized information. 5 diamonds down 2 has been claimed. Yeah, so Meckstroth was on lead. He got to lead a singleton heart, and then he got in with the trump ace, and now is going to get 2 rounds of clubs, followed by a heart ruff. Or maybe just a heart ruff immediately. That also works. Very clever, very clever. Zia not wanting to risk cashing the club ace and having it get ruffed. It's nice that there is West and South who don't see the bids until East bids. Oh, really? I didn't know that happened. So it is actually kind of programmed and set up to look like it's behind screens. That's really cool. I assumed that it was kind of similar to like BBO, where, you get to see everything that's going on at the table immediately when it happens. So that's nice, because that means there's no kind of unauthorized information about the tempo in certain situations. Although, I will say most of the time who was the one who was thinking behind screens. Yeah, it's still sometimes obvious who's tanking, but it's definitely better to have it set up in the normal fashion. So we got a very similar auction going on, actually the identical auction. interesting alert by Joe. Says that 4 clubs would have normally shown short clubs without opposition bidding. Whoa! Okay. That is... What is he playing partner for exactly? Ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, ace of hearts, king of spades. I mean, like, that's a lot of cards. I mean, okay, sure, yeah, king of diamonds, ace of clubs, ace of hearts, king of spades, but that's a lot of stuff in the opponent's suits, right? You would more expect partner to have heart values than all of this stuff. I don't know. There was a lot of preemption. Like, jumping to 6 diamonds feels... It's something you would do if you thought the wrong opening lead would let you make the contract. And this doesn't feel like one of those hands where the wrong opening lead helps you make. I think you either have enough tricks or you don't. Right? Like, imagine you had a spade void and king doubleton of clubs. You know, let's suppose you were 0, 3, 8, 2. Okay? Similar type of hand, but king doubleton of clubs. Now, on a spade lead, you might be able to ruff, pull trumps, and go king of hearts, heart to the ace, queen of hearts, pitching your club loser. Then 6 diamonds, I think, has a lot more going for it. But I'm sure Joe was just like constructing hands for the auction and was like, hey, I think we have a good chance of making this, you know, like give partner the diamond ace and we might be at worst on a finesse for the contract, and he would be sort of right about that, although the club position is a little hairy. Yeah, whatever happened to keycard? Oh, yes, let's focus on green room because 6 diamonds is going down. I was talking too long about that. 2 diamonds multi, so weak 2 in either major. 3 club overcall, 3 diamonds, supposedly natural, 3 no by south, all pass. And the question was, will Mech find a spade lead? No way. No way. He's just going to lead partner's diamond suit. Is that enough to let the contract make, though? It's not. The contract still goes down. And it's probably pretty easy to beat the contract from here, although... I'm just trying to make sure, as Zia, like, we need to be careful, right? We know the right defense. We know that whenever partner gets in with the heart ace, we need them to play a spade. Oh, this is the only way that doesn't work, and I think Zia should know this. He can count 6 club tricks from the dummy, 2 diamonds from the opening lead, and the king of spades. That's 9 tricks. That, I don't understand the low spade switch. Yikes. That was a big miss by Zia. He needed to spend a few more seconds thinking about that one, because you can just... This dummy, Michael Rosenberg's hand, was face up on the table. He has a full count of what's going on the deal. He knows the club finesse is working if Declare needs that. He knows that the ace-jack of diamonds are in Declare's hand from the opening lead. 9 of diamonds lead. I don't know. That, I think, was a pretty big mistake. Obviously, to beat the contract, he was going to need his partner to have exactly this holding, queen third of spades, right? Otherwise, declarer would have had like 10 third, and even that, the spade suit would have been blocked. But that could be, as you say, a big pickup for Lebowitz. What's happening at the other table? They got to 5 clubs. And 5 clubs does not have a ton of play. Oh, they got to 5 clubs doubled even. Wow, way to go, Joel. Look at Joel preempting and bidding again, like a champ. He doesn't even have any defense. He just has an ace. That's incredible. So this means we're going to have a new leader going into these segments tomorrow. A support double with 3 spades? Yeah, it could be. It could be. I don't think they're going to have any trouble defeating 5 clubs. I think even if they didn't find the spade switch at any point in the hand, they were still going to come to at least the ace of spades, the ace of hearts, and a diamond trick for down 1. But it's true, this is going to lead to down 2. And a pretty big pickup, 15 imps to Lebowitz, who is now in the lead by 9, pending any sort of slow play penalty or whatever that's going on. Let's check out the other match quickly. We will jump in on board 58, 59, so we have a couple of hands that we can still proceed to check out. Nickel maintains a 28 imp lead currently, with 2 boards to compare in this set. And we're on to this hand where in the match we just watched, players ended up in 5 diamonds and 6 diamonds. Both contracts going down. Maybe they're getting tired. That could definitely be the case. They've already been playing for 4 straight days. I think all of the squads remaining are 6-handed. Yeah, the defense by Zia on that board was very inadequate. He will be severely reprimanded after the hand, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of yelling going on. But we get the same no-trump opener, this time good 13 to 16. Ish is the only person to open the 13 count a heart. Again, it might depend on what their no-trump range is. I don't know if Finn prefers to play 15 to 17. It's not really junior style to play 15 to 17, but I know some people are just kind of like raised that way. And especially if since he has a parent who plays bridge, Alex plays more old man style bridge. I mean, not that Alex is like necessarily an old man, but he definitely could have taught his kids just like standard Gordon style stuff. It's possible. So we get a no trump, 2 no trump, transfer to diamonds, 3 clubs, rejects a diamond invite. Somewhat interesting. My preference tends to be that with outside quick tricks and honor third and partner suit, like king third, ace third, queen third, I would generally accept. But Greco seems to think, well, I only have a 13 count. There's, you know, despite ace, queen, king in the outside, maybe we just don't have enough stuff. 13 to 17 is way too big a range. Yeah. Yeah. For most of us it would be, not for Zach Grossack. So at this table, they end up in 3 no trump, which is a fine contract. I mean, I think on a non-club lead, it's going to make as often as 5 diamonds. But it looks like 5 diamonds was the better spot. On these cards, you just lose a trump and get to try the club finesse at your leisure. 1 heart is 9 to 15 balanced. Is that the groove system that I've heard so much about? It sounds wonderful. Yeah, 5 spades on board 60 over here by Bobby Levin. So what ended up happening? 2 hearts, 3 clubs, 3 spades. What was the alert? Not forcing. Okay. 5 clubs by South, and Bobby Levin elects to bid 5 spades. He might have a read on his screen mate that he thinks his partner could easily have a club void, which he does. It appears that 5 spades is making, right? We lose a heart and a diamond, and that's it. And now it is making with a blue card on the table. Oh, Steve, come on. Come on, Steve, live a little. You can't just pass out 5. Partner bid 5 spades here. You have the nuts. All right, fair enough. Steve, the biggest coward in all of bridge, can't even find the blue card. Like, honestly, he might have been afraid that the opponents would run to 6 clubs. I don't blame him. In his spot, I wouldn't be convinced that 6 clubs is going down. He has, like, no defense. Well, 5 spades doubled. This is going to be a probably sizable pickup for nickel. And we do see in the green room that Gina Sarr found a club switch eventually after winning a diamond trick. And that lets Chris Lincoln cash out his suit for 2 down. Not a big swing. 5 diamonds was bid at the other table. But a couple of imps back to Rosenthal. So Steve Weinstein here, trying to come up with the best plan. And it looks like he's elected to try and set up the diamond suit. Both lines of play, as we can tell, are going to work. He could set up the heart suit, set up the diamond suit. Spades are splitting, hearts are splitting, diamonds are, I mean, just everything's splitting. So we get the same 2-heart preempt from Gina Sarr in the green room. Same 3 club overcall. And we gotta find out what system Chris and Eldad are playing over this sort of auction. Chris electing to just bid 4 hearts, and this could be a stylistic thing. Maybe their preempts tend to be a little stronger than what West has, because that's a pretty rotten 2-heart preempt. I think if Chris was really trying to play 4 hearts on these cards, he would, or he thought 4 hearts was the right contract, he would expect partner to have a bit of a better hand. But 4 hearts not going to end the auction. South will, of course, chime in with 5 clubs. I think. There it is. With his huge club fit. Pass. And what are we going to see from Chris? I mean, yeah, double makes sense, but I would be scared of doubling them without any guarantee of defense. Like, it's not as if partner has to have a side club suit, and so you're hitting them with this, you know, trick or treat, trumps are 5-0. But 5 clubs doubled. Good decision. So this will be a huge swing. Wait, hold on. Maybe it's going to be a very, very small swing. Because this should go for 500. 10 of hearts to the ace, spade switch. Eventually Declarer is going to lose a diamond trick. So 2 spades, a heart, and a diamond. Yeah, 650 versus 500 is only 4 imps. I thought that they were making 650 in one room and plus 500 in the other, but no. It's the more expected way that this plays out. Yeah, boring bridge, only a couple of imps swung back and forth. So that means nickel is going to enter tomorrow's set ahead 30 imps. They'll be up 103 to 73. 60 more boards to play. Anything could happen. 1150 would have been 15. Yes, see? See, PJF knows where I'm coming from. Well, that's going to wrap up the 4th segment out of 8. I'm glad that they got the graphics fixed. Because yesterday we had like 10 segments, and some of them were just completely blank. But they have 4 segments in. Nickel has a 30 imp lead. Lebowitz has a 9 imp lead after making a bit of a comeback in that 4th segment against, oh my god, what just happened?